Hey, what's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we are in the building, peep squad. Let's get down to the situation. We got two shows to talk about, baby. Let's get into We got to talk about Belle Collective, OMG. When it comes to Latrice, she's having some issues and some problems in her marriage. But at the same time, why is your mama living in that house? And then we have Contessa. She comes out here in these streets and basically she is coming for Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly said, I don't give a damn. I don't care about you like that. Ooh, wait. And Dr. Simone, she set it off. Dr. Simone is not feeling Dr. Heavenly at all, point blank, period. So they were sitting down there having breakfast. She rough the feathers. Okay, she was ruffling them feathers, baby. I mean, all day, every day. Even Dr. Jackie was like, oh my God, we got Dr. Jackie talking about that Dr. Heavenly, she need a shot, because she's going through menopause. Dr. Heavenly done lost her voice, hollering and screaming and yelling, and basically letting us know that she does have problems in her marriage, but she gonna continue to confess that she has the greatest marriage that is ever, and she has a perfect marriage, because maybe one day it will be perfect. So when it comes to Contessa, she goes, okay, then elaborate on the situation, girl. Elaborate on the situation. And Contessa, she could be mad at Dr. Heavenly and her husband at the same damn time. Heavenly could have a point that Contessa is mad at her husband, but she also probably feels betrayed by you, Heavenly, because you basically gave validity to it and you co-signed it on your YouTube channel. And so therefore it's looking like she's telling you what to say and is basically causing issues in her marriage. Okay. And Dr. Scott's been out here in these streets having a friend for 7 months, and Contessa don't know what's going on. That's why Contessa is confused, and she's doing all different types of things because Scott looked like he done had it up to here. And if you watch this episode that came out on Sunday, Scott looked like he aged 20 years. He looked like an old man. I'm like, what is going on? And Toya, she basically got checked and dismissed at the same time, but she didn't want to argue with the new girl. Okay. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. When we talk about Belle Collective, let's talk about, homegirl. Like, this is crazy with Lateshia. Lateshia, girl, why are you telling, IKEA Tamra's business? Like, that's shady, and I was wronging you to do that because you already know what type of game and how IKEA is working. IKEA is out here to do what she need to do, baby, and she gonna stay relevant. She gonna stay on the show, baby, okay? And you went and tell her Tamra's business, and you didn't tell Tamra first. That is really, really shady. And we got Marie. She's out here having all types of breakdowns. Girl need help. She going through a whole lot. For real, for real. So let's get down to the situation. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples. What's going on? What's up, Top Bugatti? How you doing? What's up, Miss Nina Bug? How you doing? What's up, Miss T? How you doing? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling, baby? We're going to do the Love and Hip Hop tomorrow, but, next Monday is going to be Love and Hip Hop night. You know what I mean? Because I need what I need. You already know how I get down. So let's get down to the situation. But one thing I can say, the ratings for Married to Medicine is not that bad, actually. Let me see if I still have it here. So how y'all feeling? It's Monday. So in any event, so here are the ratings coming from TV Deeds. And so, the ratings are not that bad for Married to Medicine as the content that they're giving us. It's not that bad. So what do you guys think about these ratings? Tell me what you think about the ratings of Married to Medicine. Okay, Lord. So in any event, it's one of them situations. So let's get down into it. Let's talk about these ladies. These good ladies are too funny. Too funny. For real. So let me just move this up a little bit because this needs to be up. I was like, Toya, what's going on, Toya? What is happening, Toya? Like, Toya, come on, girl. You were supposed to come through. But Toya basically, she didn't come through in the situation. I was like, Toya was just like, I don't want to argue and I don't want to fuss and fight. New girl done checked you on her second or third day on the show. That is not good. Let me see where I need to put this at. Part 3. Let me see. Okay, right here. I believe it goes right here. Okay, so let's get into it. Married to Medicine. Let me see did I add any extra parts to this? Okay. So I don't even know what's going on. When we get down to the situation, we talk about, the ladies getting into it. We got, Miss Contessa. She's there with the wig, the colors, the rainbow hair. She's doing a whole lot. The dinner table, right here in Vegas, they're on their little girls trip. It seems like a good thing. It seems like a good time. And Dr. Jackie did come. Dr. Jackie jacket was nice, that Quad did mention. And so in any event, people are still feeling a certain type of way when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, and hopefully they hold her feet to the fire. And so the ladies are having these conversations. They're talking about who did this. Toya said she had sex on a beach. Quad was like, okay, when it comes to Toya, we know she didn't have sex on a beach with Eugene because Eugene does not like public affection. Okay, he doesn't like that type of stuff. So, and then we have Toya basically saying, oh, the guy on the beach was sexy. So we know she's not talking about Eugene. Lord. Toya, you are a mess, because if Eugene was talking about another woman he done had sex with before and saying that she is still sexy while she's in her confessionals, you will be feeling a certain type of way. You will be acting a Detroit fool, okay? So don't even come there with that like she's doing too much. Go ahead, Toya, with your shady self. And so I don't even know what's up with Contessa. Contessa's trying to find herself. She's still trying to find herself in her marriage. She's still trying to find herself in this show. And also, she thought she really had a connection when it came to Dr. Heavenly. I don't even know why anybody would think that Dr. Heavenly will be a connection, or Dr. Heavenly is someone that you can talk to and be friends with, especially when you're on the show, when she's about content. When she's been on the show so long doing whatever the hell that she wanted to do, when she wanted to do it, how she wanted to do it. I ain't never told you ladies nothing. And you guys follow behind her. Y'all was the marching band behind Heavenly. Now I wonder if Heavenly's actually and Heavenly owned up to it. Like, I ain't talking about my marriage. I ain't talking about my marriage so y'all could talk about me. So basically, she's telling the producers, she's telling Bravo that, hey, listen, I give you all the mess, the garbage, the trash, trashing my friends, talking about them, dogging them out, whatever the case is, hollering and screaming and acting a goddamn fool. Like I'm having a tantrum, but you ain't gonna know about my marriage. And kudos to her for being able to last this long on TV, and nobody knows anything about her husband, her marriage, and what she's going through. And the shit ain't perfect because she mentioned it, tonight when she was at the breakfast, brunch or whatever the case you want to call it. I'm saying brunch just because I was watching, Belle Collective. But in any event, she's been getting away with it. And Contessa feels like she's been stabbed twice by her husband and by Dr. Heavenly. And Contessa, you shouldn't be a fool. But Contessa's definitely, Contessa's definitely playing that part. It's just like, girls, just stop. You ain't nobody fool. But in any event, she's still trying to find herself, and Scott is her identity, and the life with the kids is her identity. And it's probably cheaper to keep them together, point blank period, so their kids can have a foundation. But if the foundation is crumbling or fall apart, and they got all types of insects, bugs, and things of that nature, things that would destroy the foundation, the kids are going to pick up on it and feel it, and they're going to have outbreaks and things of that nature. So when it comes to Dr. Simone, when she was going through her situation, her boys was older. And Dr. Jackie, when she was going through her situation, she had no children really to try to fake the funk for, but she stayed. It was cheaper for Dr. Jackie to keep her husband, and it was cheaper for Curtis to keep Dr. Jackie, and they probably love each other as well, and they can trust one another. So it is what it is. But Dr. Jackie is happy, and Dr. Jackie trying to sell us this sex stuff, this sexiness, and all this other stuff. Girl, what you really talking to Candy? Like, what's going on? Like, you haven't did this, you haven't did that when you was playing Have I Never Ever. So I don't know where the freaky bone is coming from, girl. Like, what's going on, Dr. Jackie? So in any event, when we get down to the situation, Anila says, that she had it, in the back door where the poop comes out. Like, girl, you could have kept that to yourself. And, nobody really want to hear about, them doing what they do, because we look at them differently. You know what I'm saying? So Anila said, no, I didn't do it anymore. So you got that situation. And then somebody brings up, and then Anila says, let's have a shot. Let's take a shot or whatever. And then Dr. Jackie jumps in and she said, yeah, a shot of penicillin. Dr. Jackie, why did you say a shot of penicillin? And then we have, Dr. Simone said, yeah, syphilis is spreading around Atlanta fast, quick, in a hurry. You better get your shots. Syphilis is on a rise. Dr. Jackie's talking about, you better use the penicillin and everything. I was like, Lord, what is going on? Okay, so y'all already heard what's going on in Atlanta, all right? And so Dr. Jackie then said to Quad, you better be careful. And Quad checked her real quick. What you mean I better be careful? Don't play them games. And so are they trying to say that Quad be out here spreading, them legs like that? Or they basically gone off about what Dr. Heavenly said, and basically she was saying that Quad is out here sleeping with married men, okay? And Dr. Heavenly said it a whole bunch of times. So is that why Dr. Jackie said that? Because if Heavenly is confiding in Anila and telling her that Quad is sleeping with married men, she must have told Jackie, and Jackie done turned around and told Quad, girl, you better be careful. Or is it because she's single? I don't know. Quad is a single woman, and she's sensual and things of that nature. And Quad was like, Dr. Jackie, don't play them games with me, and then Quad got into a confessional, and she was basically saying, hey, listen, before you can get any of these cookies and any of this snack, I need a clean bill of health. I need to see the paperwork. What y'all think about that? Y'all tell me what y'all think about that situation. Dr. Heavenly is an embarrassment to any medical practice, Lord. What's up, Major? Heavenly was smarter than the other women. Facts all day, every day. Heavenly did all that just so she didn't have to answer any questions. You already know that's why, Contessa called her out. Going to Contessa, can't be stopped. Contessa was, be right back. All right, Top Bugatti. The shade, Contessa. Would you say Contessa needs them wigs with the bag, with any bags? Lord. Oh, Lord. You'll get ready. That's definitely going to be an edges alert tonight. No, you know what? I'm going to talk about it, but it ain't nothing there because I don't know if it's my TV or whatever the case may be, but I can't tell. So we're going to have to wait till Audrey basically, take the braids out, and they got better lighting because they've been shooting with awful lighting because the outside, the inside, the shooting dark and things of that nature. Yes, what's up, Major? How you doing, girl? What's going on? All right, so what's up, LSW? How you doing? What's going on? Hey, Norris, Tony, I didn't see you. There you go, Norris. Hey, what's up, Norris? How you doing? What's going on? Hilarious. There's just so much going on. But in any event, that's the situation. So let's move back on to this. I was like, oh, there you go, Claude. I like Claude for checking that shit real quick. Like, don't come here with that. She checked that quick. And so then we get to, homegirl, Audrey, we get to her. So like I'm saying, I can't really tell if she got edges or not and things of that nature. So I'm going to have to wait till there's better lighting and things. It looks like she has edges. Then some shots, it doesn't look like she got edges and things of that nature. If you're going to make your appearance on reality TV, we're going to need you to have edges. Okay. We're going to need you to fake the edges. Okay. So, she's here. And so now, Dr. Heavenly actually said something nice. Dr. Heavenly said that everybody at the table, she feel is very successful. And I feel that way too. So Dr. Heavenly told the truth, tell the truth, shame the devil. And so she definitely did. And Anelia said, oh, so you think so you really believe that everybody at this table, is successful? What you trying to say? You trying to talk about Toya, you ugly B? You know what I mean? I can't stand this girl. But in any event, she said, so you really feel that way, Evelyn, about everybody at the table? Because she wanted the shade to be thrown at Toya. Like, girl, you ain't even worth beefing with. Like, the way you feed your kids and the way you treat your kids, girl, we gonna let you just keep going. Toya may be this, Toya may be that, Toya may be spending all her money, but her kids and her husband is eating good. So is she. Look at her, okay? So let me stop. I'm about to go off. So, so now we got homegirl Audrey, and she said basically, oh, well, she jumps in after that, after Anelia says what she has to say. She jumped in, well, I don't know how she jumped into the situation. She jumped into the situation. She said, according to you, I'm not a successful lawyer. So, she was holding on to that, wore her mascara, eyelashes, you know what I'm saying? She went over there to Maybelline. She went over there to the nearest Walmart and CVS and got some eyeliner and tried to put that shit up on there. Like, girl, and the lipstick is dry and plain. Okay. And the braids are terrible, but that's why I can't tell she got edges. But in any event, she jumps up and then she says, like, compared to you, I'm not a successful lawyer, and we are from Ghana. And when I say that we are from Ghana, only thing that we do is we are all either doctors, we are lawyers, or we are engineers. Okay, does that sound familiar to you? That is none other than Wendy from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, so we know how you do feel, baby. We know what you do think. The people that are smart, the people that know, when certain people say statements like this, what that totally means to people like me. Okay, so in any event, so we know what her callers are, and so that means that she will call the cops on me. Okay, she will call the cops on me and have me behind bars if I look strange walking up her street. That's what that means, in my opinion. So in any event, then on top of that, she's yelling and she's loud and she has a Caucasian type of voice, and I'm like, oh my God, why does she sound like she's Caucasian? Because if you turn off the TV and you hear her talking to Toya, you would think that she's Caucasian. And then if Dr. Jackie is the most smartest, the most intelligent, and everything else that's under the sun, if you turn off the TV and you hear Dr. Jackie's voice, you're going to know that she's a black woman. Okay, that's just distinctive tones. And her tones is like she's been training to sound like Miss Caucasian. Okay, so in any event, she checks Toya and she says, she said, what you are saying, it sounds like, that you're saying that I'm not a successful attorney. And then Toya said, no, I was just asking you to use your law degree. And Toya saying it was basically a joke. And she said, she said, I was using my attorney degree. I got a question for you. I want to know if you can use your critical thinking. Oh, skills. Do you have those? Oh, fall down to the floor, Toya. She done smacked you, then she picked you up, and then she done smacked you again with that. And Toya had, really nothing to say back. And Toya said, I'm using that right now. Toya just let it go. But she said, can you use your critical thinking skills? Do you have those? And she said it just like Miss Becky. Okay, so I was like, Lord, have mercy. I was like, God, what is going on? So she checked Toya. Definitely did. And I was just like, Toya then says, are you angry? And she goes, I'm not angry. I just wanted to correct you. I'm not upset. And then Toya basically is like a little baby. She is running to the nest. She's stuffing her face and putting her head down towards the plate. Okay. And I'm just like, Toya is feeling a whole certain type of way, yo. I'm like, girl, like this is this is definitely, Toya said, I'm joking. You don't joke with nobody career on national TV talking about she's a bad lawyer. Then people look her up and don't want to use her. So Toya said, I was just joking. That Quad checked Toya and said, you can't talk about nobody careers and things of that nature because that's bad. And I told you guys already that was bad. So, she done checked Toya while she was sitting there eating her broccoli. Okay. Like, Lord, she done checked your Toya. And let's just talk about Contessa's whole outfit. Okay, she dressed so tacky. I don't know if she's more tackier than homegirl from Real Housewives of Potomac when it comes to Giselle. So in any event, this outfit is just really tacky. The best dress of the night was none other than Quad. Okay, and then Toya, she came the next with her outfit and the rest. And then Jackie's outfit, her black suit that she had on with the jacket was on point. Anila, she can't dress. And these ladies stood up. But I guess it's going to be Contessa's situation where she just wants to be the bad dress on the show, just like when it comes to Giselle. Like, what's going on? Okay. Quad never disappoints. And Toya used to dress a whole lot better, but this outfit that Toya got on, you really can't see it. It's a nice outfit. Dr. Jackie outfit is nice. And then when it comes to, Quad, she killed it with her outfit. The rest of them is just like, girl, what happened? What's going on, baby? What's going on? And we on TV. And we on TV. Don't we got stylists? Like, Married to Medicine needs a whole stylist, except for Quad, Jackie, and Toya. They straight. The rest of them, oh God. But I do kind of sometimes like the way that Simone dresses. So now they're looking at the store buying, artillery, for their romance and things of that nature. So it is what it is. Toya was like, I just want to know if you have anything that's like my shower head. And Anila was like, yes, me too. My shower heads. And Anila shows all her shower heads in her house, and she's talking about how she be getting down with the shower heads, girl, and the shower pressure. So her water is good. That makes sure she pays that water bill on time. Okay. Then we get back to the poor Anila kids. It don't look really sanitary. The kids got to make their own food. The son looks so frustrated, and he's like, why am I doing this? What happened to my nanny? And then you got the sister. She's his sister, she's making her own pizza too as well. They're using a flat thin crust. That means you don't supposed to overcook it or cook it for too long, or maybe you could have put one under the other, blase and the third. So Cherie is trying to take care of his kids while his wife is out in Vegas, and they still ain't eating good. They still ain't eating right. And the kids are really upset with this food situation because the mother and the father let them down. When I see Anila pull a ballpark hot dogs, I was like, I'm done. And now we got the pizza situation, and look at Cherie can't even cut the damn pizza because he burnt it. He let it overcook, so it's overcooked. So now when they taste it, just gonna be crumbs in their mouth and everything. They're only gonna get the flavor of some of the cheese if the cheese ain't burnt, and some of the pepperoni. Okay, and he can't even cut it with this big old knife he got. And then on top of that, they don't got a pizza cutter. So all your priorities are in the wrong place. Okay, like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Like, why are we seeing this? Toya was pouting all the way, y'all. Toya said it was a joke. Please stop. Yes, she was. And yeah, those black woman to me irks me. You talk properly with all. Yes, Miss Nina Buck. That's what I'm saying. You can talk, but there's some people that practice, sounding like other people. Just like we would see, like Whoa Vicky and Catch Me Outside Girl. They would try to sound like certain people which they didn't grow up with. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. Tapu Gotti, that was sad to watch. Miss Thing didn't have to take it there. She took it all the way there. Ania shorts didn't fit. It didn't fit. It looked terrible. It looked ugly. And she couldn't even shake that booty. National TV and you on the internet is global. Yes, Miss T. And Toya messed up. I don't know why Toya said you ain't using your law degree. I think Toya was upset that she jumped into the situation. And then Toya basically explained it on Watch What Happens Live, as far as she was saying that Dr. Jackie needs to add more. I'm not really saying that she needs to drink, but I'm saying that she needs to add more. Like, we're all here cackling and doing this, and she's watching us and basically taking it in, and she's not contributing to the group. And Marlo had her ignorant ass on Watch What Happens Live. After Andy was confused with Marlo, he didn't know what Marlo was saying. Marlo got issues, y'all, and it's not even funny. But if we have enough time, we'll get to that. So in any event, Contessa could not go nowhere without looking with me looking like that, girl. You already know. I knew your kids hungry and pissed off at the same time. You know they are. I knew your kids having to act right at work. They just need to DoorDash. I know. We've been talking about DoorDash. We've been talking about Uber Eats or something. It's like poor kids, Miss T. Them kids major. Is better mother than Amelia. Yes, because he got an activity that the kids could participate in and not use their computers. Because mommy be on her computer, not worried about them kids. Toya may have met her match and that new woman. She might have. But Toya ain't gonna let it go. They look he's a cooking. So, that's a whole situation, point blank, period. Like this pizza is, awful. Poor kids. But people will say at least they got pizza to eat. Then we got Contessa's daughter. She don't put on makeup. She don't put the, sticks up in her head. She don't put the chopsticks up in her head. She got a little bit of makeup on. She's got on that half shirt a little bit. She's showing the body, but not showing it by wearing tights and things of that nature. So she's growing up. She said, Dad, I only put on a little of this. Dad don't know what's going on. I wish I would have took like a screenshot of Scott because he looked like he was 70 years old when he was talking to his daughter. He was like, they get over on me. He looked like he was 70. He aged so much. He is so stressed out, Lord. And so daughter's sitting here. She got her grown woman on. She got her 1999 hairdo, baby. She's be living her mother's dream. She got the bangers on. She got the gold on. Okay. Contestant kids need therapy. Okay. Let's just not. So in any event, but that's normal for, a girl to do, to dress up. But it's just that Contessa and Scott got a whole lot of stuff going on in between their marriage. And the young girl, she's being more affected by, trying to, she talks she called Toya kids dirty. And then she wanted to bite the weightlifting guy or the physical trainer. She was getting in fights in school because mommy left to go get, become some type of whatever of medicine. And I don't even think she did. I think she completed the schooling, but she's not the surgeon general. You know what I mean? So now she's a bodybuilder. So it's just like Contessa's trying to find herself and the kids are trying to find their parents. So this is why the kids need therapy, just to elaborate on it a little bit more. And, it seems like the daughter, she's young. She's looking for attention. But she does look pretty, and I ain't gonna even lie. When I was her age, shit, I brought makeup from the convenience store and took that shit to school. And so we get to, part two where Simone, is about to get messy in a situation. She's about to get Heavenly started. She's about to confront Heavenly. And thank you, Simone, for confronting Heavenly. Don't let Heavenly feel comfortable. Don't let Heavenly feel like everything is all good, that she said a little sorry, and called somebody. It's all good, because we already know that she's going to go back to the way she acts, the way she talks, and the way she thinks that she's here for content, okay? And she's going to talk her mess about you girls, and people gonna believe it because she know you girls, okay? So it is what it is. So Simone is out here basically being messy, and Dr. Jackie said, oh my God, this is gonna cause so much hectic. It's about to go boom, boom, boom. Jackie, Quad, Simone, they and Toya want to see Contessa confront Dr. Heavenly, because Contessa ain't scared. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, Simone ain't scared either. Simone said, oh yeah, you hugged me, you wanted to share a room with me and all that other good stuff. Simone sat there at that table and called out Dr. Heavenly and told Dr. Heavenly how she felt. She threw her shit up in there, and then she threw Contessa ish up in there too as well. And so Dr. Heavenly is basically saying that I ain't gonna listen to anybody that talks about my husband. I ain't gonna listen to what anybody have to say about my husband, and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna stay with him. I ain't gonna never leave him, and blase and the third and all this other stuff. Y'all can say what y'all want, but I ain't gonna never leave my husband. I don't care what rumors, what was spreaded. And she said, basically, when it comes down to the situation, you got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them, and you got to pick and choose your battle, because women get away with so much. We get so away with so much with our husbands. So therefore, you know what I mean? Ain't none of y'all skanks, that's what she really wanted to say, ain't none of y'all gonna tell me to leave my husband over some rumors. And so then you got Simone. Basically, they cut back to a scene of Simone and Dr. Heavenly was cool and things of that nature. I forgot. It's been a long time since Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone was actually, cool with each other. And Heavenly was like, yeah, I was trying to tell you this or whatever. I was, and Simone was like, yeah, she was very supportive, blah blah blah. And she turned around and did Simone the way she did her. And so then Contessa, she jumps in, she's whispering while she's at the end of the breakfast table in Vegas and basically saying, girl, okay, yeah, but you giving us advice, but you ain't telling us nothing about your marriage, girl, bye. So Contessa's like, Contessa was like, if my shit was put out there on Front Street, however, if I put it out there, then you blew it up. You know what I mean? It's time for you to talk about yours. So I wonder if Dr. Heavenly's ever going to talk about her marriage, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. And she might not have to because she built up a character. Dr. Heavenly built up a character on this show where, you just want to see Dr. Heavenly be messy. Like, be messy, come from the girls, talk about them, cuss them out, blase in the third. And she never gets into any type of deep stuff, even when it comes to her children. You know what I mean? So in any event, Contessa's calling bull crap on the play. That girl, bye, you don't never say nothing about your husband. And then, Simone basically, she couldn't, wait to be messy. And Simone jumps up into the situation. Simone said, well, Heavenly, it hurts, when someone makes up things about your man and then someone co-signs the things that, they make up about your husband. And she said, that's what Contessa is trying to tell you, Dr. Heavenly. I was like, oh, Simone. So Simone's basically talking about her situation when she was friends with Heavenly, and Heavenly basically exposed that, Cecil wasn't working. Cecil this, Simone's upset because he ain't got no money. He's spending her money, all types of stuff, which Simone explained some of the things. But, Simone said that I didn't tell nobody that he was unemployed and this and that. Well, when he had the kid app, we already knew it was over for Cecil. But now Cecil has his, real estate license or whatever the case may be. And so Simone dropped that down because Simone was still feeling that way about Dr. Heavenly, and she's not trying to give Dr. Heavenly a pass. And also they're trying to give the viewers something interesting to like. Okay. So, she says this. I was like, ooh, baby. And then Heavenly, she gets into her confessionals, and Heavenly said, B word, you better get your facts straight. I never said that. No one made it up. She said, you better get your facts straight because ain't no one made it up. Heavenly said, I never said anything about her husband that wasn't already put out here. So that's what, Heavenly responds to that situation. And a lot of people will agree with Heavenly, but Contessa says that you did more. Okay. And so then Contessa is basically co-signing what Simone had just said about Dr. Heavenly, co-signing some rumors and things of that nature. She's like, yep, words hurt heavily. Words have power heavily. And so then Simone, Simone got to go back to being messy. Simone goes back and she goes, when you walking around and, and you're talking about like, what did she say? She says, Simone says, I need you to understand when you hear a friend repeat what you say, it hurts. When they repeat anything that you say, it don't sound good and it don't feel good. And that's basically a perfect way to put the situation. And Simone did her thing, because even though you may say things or whatever, but when you hear your friend repeat what you say to other people out loud in public, it's like, no, that conversation was just for us. Why are you repeating it? Why are you saying what I said? Why are you bringing it up again? Because basically it's left there for the viewers. But now when you are asked these questions, viewers are basically saying it might be this bad, it might be that bad between Contessa's relationship. But then when you go and you co-sign it that he's this, he's that, he's going to believe that that's coming from his wife telling Dr. Heavenly that, and she's possibly a problem. And the same way, Simone was going through her situation when it came to Dr. Heavenly, when Dr. Heavenly was tweeting these things out, even though when it comes to Cecil, he started basically talking, on Twitter, saying something about Dr. Heavenly, but not about her personal business, then Dr. Heavenly said, okay, this is a time for me to go in and go ham on you. And you don't think that fell back on Simone because that's her friend and blah, blah, blah. And so you got that whole situation going on. And Cecil likes to run his mouth on Twitter too, because he's the one that told us that his son is not dating the Asian girl anymore. They broke up, reality TV curse. And then he deleted the tweet. But in any event, so you got that situation, and I was like, okay, so Simone is starting it. Simone is starting it up at the table early in the morning, y'all. What y'all saying? Dress better. Lord, how we got it? The iPad was a better mother than Anila. Oh Lord, Scott was shook. Yes, he was, baby. Contessa been complaining to everybody about Heavenly, so now she needs to hash it out with Heavenly. Facts. Yep, she needs to hash it out, girl. Talk about it. Tell us what you feel. Tell her. So in any event, so she's saying words do hurt Heavenly. And so Heavenly, being the mean woman that she is, and she's pissed off that Simone is bringing this to her. That's number one. And she's pissed off that Simone is bringing this up because she basically thought we was going to have a good breakfast. And Dr. Jackie, she's indifferent to the situation. She really don't care. She can look at her face. She don't really care. And so Heavenly's basically telling, in her confessional that Simone needs to get her facts straight, okay? And Heavenly said, I didn't put nothing out there that wasn't out there. Contessa said, power. Words have power, Heavenly. I'm not going to put it out there, but people talk about everybody. Everybody talk about everybody in this mother effer. And, and then, Simone says, see, she talks about her problems, but she doesn't talk about her problems, but she talks about everybody else's problem. And so Simone is basically getting tired. And this is what Mariah was saying a long time ago, people were saying a long time ago, but you're always running with Heavenly. Now Heavenly has created a persona that most people don't even want to know about her marriage. They want to pretend that it's still perfect, and they want her to trash the other ladies. And so that's the persona that she does have, and that's what is bringing the energy to the show, okay? And so Dr. Heavenly said that she don't want to talk, she's not going to talk about her problems. She said, why would I talk about my problems with my husband? Why would I do that? Once you put that out there, everybody's going to talk about it. Everybody's going to judge you. Everybody's going to do this. So the same thing that Dr. Heavenly is doing to everybody else, judging their marriage, judging what's going on, what they should do, how they should do. Heavenly has been the judge and the jury on that situation. And she said that she's not going to put her business out there. And this is when Simone jumps into the situation. And Simone was like, okay, she's not going to put her business out there because she doesn't want everybody to talk about her business. And then Simone says, does that mean that Dr. Heavenly would have to drag her own self? I was like, Simone, you are so shady for that girl. Simone was like, does she got to drag her own self then, y'all? Simone, Dr. Heavenly said, I ain't saying a damn thing about my situation. I'm not putting nothing out there for people to talk about. So basically, she said, the rest of you girls that putting your business out there for people to talk about, that's not her. She's not that girl. Okay, you guys are that girl. uh, Dr. Heavenly is a mess, y'all. Dr. Heavenly said, not today, and and so so Simone is like, well, you keep saying that your marriage is perfect and this and that. That's what you keep talking about. My marriage perfect, my marriage is this. And Dr. Heavenly said, yes, I do say that my marriage is perfect, and I'll say it over and over again until it is. So Dr. Heavenly is basically co-signing that yes, her marriage is not perfect, so she's gonna fake it until she make it. But until then, none of you heifers are going to know anything about what's going on between her and Dr. Daddy, Dr. Damon, or whatever the case may be. So, Simone is making sure that it's put out there clearly, even though we have all felt this way when it came to Dr. Heavenly, not being open and basically being very guarded with her situation, while everybody else lay all the smoke out there on the table and give us good TV. And Dr. Heavenly just only gave us reads and cuss out and drunk reads and drunk cuss outs. Okay. So, And so Dr. Heavenly, she done poked her lip all the way out, looked like and her tongue. And basically right now at this point, she is mad. She got that dry ass wig on. That wig looks horrible. It looks like she done shook that motherfucker and just put it on top of her head and called it a day. There ain't no gel down there, ain't no nothing, there ain't no glue, there ain't no grease. She can plop it right off her head. She said today is the day. I'll do my eyelashes and I'll do my eyeshadow, but other than that, this wig is just an accessory that don't need to be taken care of. I was like, Lord, help me, Jesus. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. And so, so Dr. Heavenly's basically telling us that, her marriage is not perfect, but y'all ain't gonna know about it. And Contessa said, that's crazy to me. And then so, Contessa says it's crazy to her because, Dr. Heavenly says that Contessa is upset and she's mad just because she's mad at Scott. She ain't really mad at me. She needs to be mad at the real villain. And so Contessa says, girl, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. And then you already got Simone basically yelling at Dr. Heavenly about running her mouth too much. Like, Simone, so Simone said, you don't want around here saying that your marriage is perfect because Simone has been dragged through the mud, heart and seesaw in their relationship, Lord. So she's yelling at Dr. Heavenly because she wanted to, and she wanted to take it there. And then so, now you got Heavenly basically responding to all the situation, and she's calling Contessa upset. She's not really paying Simone any mind anymore. She just said that I've been faking it so I can make it so my marriage could be there. Okay, girl. So just let me be. I've been doing this in front of your face since I've been here, and you are OG, so don't play with me today. And then she goes back to Contessa and says to Contessa, he goes back to Contessa and says, you mad at your husband. You ain't really mad at me, okay? And, and now Dr. Heavenly, she gets up and says she's really mad at her husband. She's trying to point the finger at me. She's trying to cuss me out. She's upset with her husband. That's who she really should be upset with, because that's where she, throwing her madness and her anger out. I ain't your man. Be mad at your man and all this other stuff. Basically being so disrespectful, when the girl's saying that the problem is between me and you. Even though Heavenly's been talking about Contessa for a long time, it has hit a point where Contessa can't take the hitting from Dr. Heavenly anymore, because now it looks like she's a stupid person. Especially, her husband's looking at her like, this girl is sitting here talking about you and blah 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 and saying this about us, and it's supposed to be your friend. So is this how you really feel? Because people are taking in that when Dr. Heavenly is talking about Contessa, that she's getting firsthand knowledge and firsthand information from Contessa herself. So therefore, she's taking that information and putting it out there. And Contessa's mad too as well, because Scott might have put two to two together and said that shit came from you, Contessa, and it's causing another problem, because ain't nobody causing problems in Dr. Heavenly's life. Why should she be causing problems in other people's life? Because you guys have allowed her, and you guys have said on her YouTube channel with her when she talks the way that she talks. But in any event, Dr. Heavenly is yelling, she's screaming, and she said that's the real problem. That's the real issue. That wig look like it need help, y'all. That wig look like it needs a shampoo, a wash, and a motherfucking dry. So in any event, so we got that whole situation. So Dr. Heavenly's now putting on the show. Now she's yelling. Now she's screaming. And Contessa basically saying that she is deflecting. And she is deflecting. And, Simone is like looking at her like, this girl's doing too much. She's deflecting as well. And, when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, she's still yelling and screaming. And Contessa says she is deflecting right now in this situation because she doesn't want to deal with the situation between me and her. Because Heavenly never gets called out for the shit that she do. And if she does, it's a light tap. And Heavenly is pushing the pressure. And Simone jumped in to push the pressure for Contessa to continue pushing the pressure. Okay. And Heavenly feels it because Heavenly have pushed some people outside of the group by doing things, of putting pressure on people. Now the pressure is being put on her and she ain't liking it. She ain't liking the taste of her own medicine. And Quad, Simone, and Dr. Jackie and Toya are here for Contessa to push the pressure, the water pressure, okay, on that house. So in any event, you have Contessa, she's yelling, she's screaming, and she's saying words Words hurt, words hurt, words have power, word has meaning, deflection, you know. And she basically contested saying she doesn't want to talk, she wants to talk about Scott, but she don't want to talk about me and her. And so basically she's throwing this under the bus, she's throwing this situation out here because she don't want to face me and have that conversation with me. So now she's throwing Scott into the situation. Dr. Jackie is saying that Dr. Heavenly, she need a shot quick, fast, in a hurry, that she needs to take a menopause shot. Okay. Lord, like, what's going on? So Contessa, she done get up out her seat, because you ain't gonna yell and scream and stand up on Contessa with Contessa not getting up, but Contessa not saying what she need to say. Okay. So Contessa, Contessa is basically saying, you know what the problem is, Heavily? You know what the problem is? And Heavily is like, F you. I don't give a damn about the problem. I'm dysfunctional. F you. You know, and then Contessa saying you are unfaithful friend. You know, Heavily saying F you. Heavily, you can't even really hear what Heavily says because she done lost her voice. You know what I mean? And so Contessa is basically calling her unfaithful friend. And, you know, Heavily saying F you. I don't mess with you. I was like, just totally ignorant bliss like going on. I mean, they yelling. Quad don't have to get up out of her seat and basically check on the situation. You can see the teeth out. They look like alligators ready to eat one another. And Heavenly saying, F you, I don't give a damn. Contessa said, I can't believe I went on vacation with that girl. Dr. Jackie is saying, please give Dr. Heavenly her menopause shot because she needs it. She says she wish she can spit a syringe or a needle in her neck to give, she can go poof like that and give her that shot because Heavenly is doing too much. Heavenly is yelling, she's screaming, she cussing, and she ain't saying really much at all. And we have Toya, she's sitting here eating her bacon. Cherie sitting here eating. They didn't get up, they didn't get involved, they ain't even worried about it. Okay, this is what you call unbothered. Okay. Then Contessa says that I have secrets. I have secrets on Dr. Heavenly, and I'll never reveal these secrets on Dr. Heavenly. But for what she did to me is terrible. She's not a real friend. You know, I'll never reveal these secrets. I can't believe she did this. And she's saying, F me. Well, come say it to my face. And Heavenly said, I'll say it to your face. Contessa said, say it to my face. Say it to my face. Contessa's mad. You got Dr. Jackie. You got Dr. Simone. You have Quad sitting there trying to hold Contessa back. And then you got the other girls. I'm so glad the OGs of the show is over there with Contessa. You know what I mean? Because they know Heavenly's wrong. And Heavenly's been getting away with murder. And she's a rude, disrespectful person to people's marriages and to them. And she's been getting away with it, acting like, you know, a wayward, you know, person. And so I'm glad the OGs, when I say the people that are disappointed in Heavenly are sitting right there next to Contessa, but Toya really doesn't give a crap. Toya is just like, you know what? I've been down this road with these ladies before. And at the end of the day, they're going to fall back into Heavenly's arms. Heavenly's yelling and screaming. She has her friend her friend to the show. And she has Anila basically saying, come to my room. Anila, Audrey was looking at your room like your hotel room was dirty. Look at Heavenly's wig. Look how terrible that wig look. It don't even got a part no more. It's so damn worn out. And it's sticky. It hasn't been brushed. It hasn't been combed through. Nothing has happened to that wig in a long time. It's even shedding. Her wig is shedding right before our eyes, Lord. They're all in Contessa's face. Contessa, you need some help. You need some water. You need a pillow. What you need, Contessa? Contessa, how can we help you, baby? Contessa's just yelling and screaming. Say it to my face. I'm not, and she's trying to avoid it. Contessa's just going all the way in. Like, she's a liar. Say it to my face. You're talking about my husband. And then Heavenly said, I didn't say this about your husband or whatever the hell she should say. Contessa basically says, you were not my friend. You were not my friend. She's feeling a certain type of way because I never told your secrets. I never told you something. I never told your personal things. So, Contessa is just going in. She's just, they done walked Dr. Heavenly out. She's gonna go somewhere and get her some hard look at her wig in the back. She look like she got a bald spot in the back of her wig, y'all. It look like she's shedding a whole lot of hair in the back of this wig. Child, Heavenly didn't give a damn. She knew it was coming. She knew the shit was coming to her, baby. I'm like, Lord, what is going on? So, you have that whole situation. Yeah, she did. She did. Simone got her book coming out. So what Contessa mad at Heavenly? Yeah, she's mad at Heavenly because Heavenly has been talking 7 pounds of pressure vibes. Lord have mercy. The source Contessa put Scott and her marriage on blast. Yes, she's the source. These reality women have brunch without somebody getting loud. You know, they can't. It started out in the middle and then it went to the side. Yes, yes, Major. It definitely did. It definitely did. So, you know, you got that whole situation going on. So I'm like, okay, Lord. So we have that whole situation. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, so you have all that. And so I'm just like, we gonna see if Contessa and Dr. Heavenly gonna make it up. But when it comes to Toya had some good words. Toya said, you know, sometimes we gotta argue, sometimes we gotta fight, sometimes we gotta get, you know, we gotta hit everything hard, we gotta get it all out there so we can come back together. And basically this is what they do, and they hashing it out. Just like, and they show moments of where, you know, she hashed it out with Quan, and this is that moment where Dr. Heavenly and Contessa are going to hash it out. But, you know, if Dr. Heavenly is not going to be talking about these ladies and dragging them and talking about, you know, shit that she does say about them, and which I think she's going to continue to do. But if she did try to change, what would she talk about? Herself, her marriage, and who she really is? Yeah, that would be nice. But that is not going to happen anytime soon unless Bravo say, girl, you are not going to get your contract renewed because we want more of what's going on in your life. Okay. Other than that, Heavenly is going to keep doing what she do, baby. Because y'all ain't been mad before. Now y'all mad now? Not today. So in any event, we move on to Belle Collective. Season 2, episode 3. So now we're leaving off the scene in the bathroom. We have Lateshia. She comes in and she brings Latrice in and telling Latrice, I need you to talk to Marie and have this conversation. Yes, the bathroom floor was dirty and everything, and they was in the men's room and things of that nature. And so, you know, so they're basically trying to have this talk. And then you had Latrice. She was out there saying at the table that Marie needs to be signed into her own institution. I was like, ooh, the shade, the shade, the shade. Latrice said, girl, you need to be signed into your own facility. Girl, where you get that from? I was like, the shade on that situation. And that was very shady. And so, you know, we have Lateshia. You know, Lateshia, she comes in with Latrice and she said, hey, Marie, let me tell you what went on. This is what Latrice told me. This is what Latrice said, that these people tried to come after you. They tried to come for your business and everything else. Latrice, you know, she jumped in. She tried to block them and stop them from doing that. But, you know, things happen, blah, blah, blah. And so then that's when, you know, Latrice jumped in and said, you know, I had no involvement. You know, I wasn't a part of trying to bring your business down, blase in the third. And then Marie said, oh no, I got to go. We can end this here. We can end this now. Because, you know, Marie is confusing. So we're going to get down to Marie. So then Marie says that, hey, listen, we can end this right here. And then Latrice is saying, okay, yeah, we can end this right here. But Latrice is thinking that we can end this right here, that we can settle this beef. And Marie's like, no, we can end this right here. I don't want to hear shit that you got to say or whatever you got to say, point blank, period, because you didn't start off the first sentence basically saying I'm sorry or I was involved. So Latrice is basically saying, Marie's basically saying, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, Latrice, because you didn't start off that sentence correctly, as she's wiping her tears, as she's yelling and screaming and making a mockery out of her friend Letitia's event, how she's disrespectful, how she didn't want to participate, how she said, I plead the fifth, like she is somebody special, but she's going through so much, but she is having a breakdown. Now she's in the bathroom screaming on top of her lungs. She ain't even whispering. She ain't even trying to be a Southern Belle and have her voice low so people can't hear her, or run the water or flush the toilet so nobody can hear what she's saying, and blase in the third, but she is being catastrophically ignorant, okay? And she's being catastrophically ignorant. It's because she's going through some things. These mother effers got me going through some things. You know, she's singing Little Boosie right now. She going through some things, okay? Oh, is that Master P? It's Master P. My bad, it's Masterpiece. These F and these got me going through some things. That's Masterpiece. So she's screaming out on top of her lungs, okay? And so she's doing the most. I don't know if I've seen any tears. If she's crying, it's not about Latrice, okay? Like, I don't even think the Latrice situation, even affect her like that. She's saying it did, but she could pay Latrice dust and just basically show her how she shines, like she shines, buying her husband off and things of that nature. And so she said, this is it. She said, I don't want to have this conversation. This is over. This conversation is pointless. So this is what Marie's saying. And so then, Marie said that, she's not taking ownership. Like, what's going on? And so then Latrice jumped into the situation like, you know what? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is in here, And basically she goes, I am not going to be babysitting no grown ass beast feelings or no grown ass woman feelings at all, point blank, period. That's not my job. My job is not to control this woman, and so basically when it comes to Latrice, she was talking her ish. She didn't back down. She didn't act like she was scary. She was like, I ain't babysitting no grown ass. She was cussing and swearing feelings or whatever the case may be. And so she's saying what she got to say. And, she ain't scared and she's ready to pop off if Marie pops off. Marie took that little angry blue dress and that angry wig and them angry earrings and basically directed her anger towards her friend Latrice. And it almost seemed like it was planned and it was plotted to do that, because there was no way that, I don't even know why Marie ever thought that Latrice was going to come in there and say, hey, I'm sorry and I did this and I did that. So Marie wants a whole confessional. She wants it written out. You know what I mean? She wants you to raise your hand to the Bible to, Latrice. And Latrice is basically asked to come in there and have a conversation with Marie. Marie gets foolish. Marie gets ignorant. Marie gets disrespectful because she don't hear what she want to hear. So now she's walking out like, girl, bye. See you later. But she's going through a lot. I understand that. But then she goes and she cussed her friend out and tell her friend, like, you backpedaling because you know this. So why is Latrice, why is Lateshia, why is Marie saying that Lateshia is, backpedaling? So she's basically trying to walk out the door and, Letitia's telling her like, no, don't leave. And she's like, girl, you backpedaling. Why is she backpedaling? So did Latisha say that she believes that Latrice has something to do with the rumors and everything that was spread about Marie's business? And she had this conversation with Marie? Or is Marie saying that she's backpedaling because Marie's saying that Latrice was supposed to come in there and apologize and own up to what she did, and she didn't do that. So the first sentence Latrice said out of her mouth was like, I had no involvement. And so that's why Marie don't want to have that conversation. But I don't get how she's saying that, Lateshia is backpedaling. So you guys tell me, why do you think Marie said that that Lateshia is backpedaling? Like, I don't get it. Simone's a mess. She makes you want to pop a shoe off. So I definitely don't get that situation, and basically it's like Latrice is saying, it's like Marie is basically saying that Latrice was supposed to come in and say, hey, I'm sorry and blah blah blah, I did this, I did that, I tried to tarnish your business. And since she didn't say that, she thought that Lateshia said that she was going to say that. Like, I don't know what's going on in that situation. Like, they doing too much. So basically Marie said at this point, since, Latrice didn't coming in with apology, she's saying that, Lateshia is backpedaling. And I'm just like, girl, like, you doing way too much. The girl ain't backpedaling. You sitting there yelling and screaming on top of your lungs. This woman tried to have a conversation with you and work it out. So it's just like, girl, like, you got so much going on. So we can see why you have catastrophic issues in your life, because your energy's bad. And you basically is just, her energy is just really bad. She attracts negativity because she wants to be negativity. And it's just like, girl, she's just walking around with just a dark cloud all around her. And it's just sad because she could have ended that situation with Latrice dead, because you're gonna still film with her. So you're gonna say that, oh, I'm not gonna film with her, I'm not gonna be around her. Then you're not gonna get that paycheck. You're not gonna be promoting your business, blasting the third on their own network, which don't make no sense. And then now you're going to try to call out Lateshia and basically saying that she's backpedaling, like Latrice was going to come in there and apologize, and Latrice was supposed to apologize. So since Latrice didn't apologize, Lateshia is backpedaling. Or did Lateshia tell you that she believes that Latrice was talking about you and did try to steal your business, and that's why she's backpedaling? So you are very confused, especially with that ugly lipstick on. And when it comes to Lateshia, why you let this girl just walk all over you? Why you just let her disrespect you like that? It's like, girl, like, what's going on? Like, I mean, if you letting your friend walk over you like this and disrespect you and mess up your business and make you look bad, even though this shit just seems like it ain't real in any event, and Marie planned to come there and basically tarnish the event, and she told Lateshia that she wasn't. So Letitia's putting up with this kind of mess. We understand why her husband's out here doing what he doing on her, because he feels like he can walk over her. Like, people feel like Marie felt like she can walk over her. Marie felt like she could disrespect her. Marie felt like she can cause commotion, and Lateshia was going to come in that bathroom and chase her, bring the enemy in the bathroom so she can start yelling. But one thing Marie didn't do, Marie did not address, Latrice and disrespect her or say anything. She turned her anger and her madness out on Lateshia, said, Lateshia, well, if you go somewhere and somebody robs a bank and you there, that means that you are the culprit. That means that you was involved. Now she's using murder and shit. She already got murder going on in her life. Why is she using murder as an example? Like, girl, like, see, you bringing that shit on you. You bringing all that negativity on you. And then we got Ikea. She's sitting there like, I'm leaving. This is ghetto, fabulous. This is terrible. This is trifling. I can't believe that I'm even here or even bother in this conversation. And she's basically playing up the role that she is too good and she is too perfect and she is too great. I'm like, girl, fall back, because you're not, because you wouldn't be on here. Okay, you're on here because you are for a reason. Okay. And so, now we got, Marie basically, saying that she's backpedaling. And then so Lateshia basically says, I chew. What she say? She said, I chew my cabbage twice. I thought she said, I chew my cabbage twice and swallow. So I ain't afraid of nobody. I ain't scared of nobody. Well, you scared to tell this woman to shut the F up and say, hey, leave. Bye. See you later. She'll let her walk out and handle your business, because in any event, she wasn't going to bow down. She wasn't going to see things your way, because you know who she is, and she ain't never gave you the respect that you think that you should get from her. So how are you going in the bathroom and chasing after her going to give her any respect for you? She's looking at you as a pawn to chase after her, and her husband stopped chasing after her years ago, and I don't know why. But in any event, let Essie was there to chase after her. You had guests to entertain, so yes, you was a bad host. Facts. So in any event, we got this situation. So then Marie brings up again, well, if you rob a bank and somebody else is with you, you're the culprit, so you're involved in the same situation, so you're just as guilty as the other person. So what is she trying to say? That Latrice is guilty, or she's saying that Lateshia is guilty because she brought in Latrice to the bathroom to talk to her, and basically, she's calling her out. So whatever, Lateshia said to her in private, it seems like Marie wants to bring it out there when it's supposed to really be good friends. So she's not afraid. So she's not worried about throwing, Lateshia under the bus and ruin each and every event. And Lateshia, I don't even know why you invite her. You glutton for punishment, like you glutton for punishment when it comes to Glenn. So in any event, I was like, Lord have mercy. I was like, what's going on? This girl Marie is mad disrespectful, but Marie's going through a whole lot. But at the same time, Lateshia is stupid too as well, because she allowing it. She gave her that attention. She ran through there. You know damn well that Latrice was not going to be like, oh, I started these rumors. I did this. I'm sorry. That wasn't going to happen. And your friend was going to be disrespectful and she didn't hear what she needed to say. So you should let her walk out and continue to go, and basically let Essie chase her out and continue your event, and check Ikea at the mother effing table like you were supposed to, okay? And keep it moving. But in any event, it is what it is, y'all. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that situation. And Marie saying that she ain't giving nobody no chance to try to destroy her business. She put on a whole play. I'm surprised Marie don't call Candy Berries up and ask her if she can be in one of her plays, baby. She need to call Tyler Perry and ask Tyler Perry he got any more plays coming out, because she sat there and walked out that bathroom and started yelling, "You did this to my family, you did this to my business," and she was just screaming and yelling. Like, it didn't seem like there was any emotion coming out of her. It just seemed like she was, just doing it just to be doing it, just to be selfish, just to be rude, just to have all the eyes on her. That's what it seemed like. And she put a whole show on when she walked out the bathroom and saying all that, "I'm not gonna do this." I was like, that is so embarrassing. Like, Lord, like, for real, girl. Like, I'm only coming to your facility to get some pills, baby. That's it. That's the only way. I'm coming to your spot. Like, cause girl, you are absolutely, crazy out here in these streets. Like, this is just way too much. Way too much. I mean, like, she was doing the most, y'all. When I say she was doing the most, she was absolutely doing the most. Yes, I know, Major. I don't know. They say he is, but I'm not sure. I never read the credits. I would have to read the credits. I don't know if he is or not, because I don't know. It's Carlos King and yeah, Carlos King and Todd is getting along, because didn't Todd help produce the show Divas or whatever with the girl from Total and 3SLW or whatever the case may be. But in any event, so moving on from that situation, I was just like, Lord, I don't even know. This shit done froze. Some bullshit. So in any event, so you got that whole situation. I'm like, Lord, help me, Jesus. Like, the disrespect, and then, and it almost seems like when Lateshia basically came out there and said, I chew my cabbage twice or whatever. And that all shit, it just, that part really seemed staged between Latrice and Marie out there in the hallway. It just really seemed staged. But it wasn't, apparently, because Lateshia was crying. We got Latrice, Lateshia, all these motherfucking L's and these names. And so, Marie's doing what she do. She's doing what she do. And then we got Lateshia. She's crying. And why is everybody doing this to me? Why is everybody doing that to that? Because you allow yourself to be, a doormat. Okay. You're a doormat for your friends and you're a doormat for your husband. Okay. So she's crying. And then Essie basically says to Marie that, didn't I tell you not to ruin these people brunch? Didn't I tell you to behave yourself? And Essie was like, you tore it up. You tore it down. And Marie's walking with her head up and being so proud that she tore up her sister's event. She tore it up on TV. She tore it up with Fame. She tore it up. And, this is, and when you see, this is Marie talking to, this is Essie talking to Marie. I was like, you already know we talked about their outfits, but it looked like Essie outfit was really worse than what we thought. Okay, that black outfit is trash. So, but her hair was nice, because I got another clear picture of her hair. But so she's basically saying Marie tore it up. Marie's walking out there like, yes, I do. Like, so embarrassing. Then we got Ikea. She's calling back saying that she wasn't empowered. She didn't feel this way. It was ghetto. It was rude. She left leaving like this. Everywhere you go, girl, you feel empowered. Okay. She know the girl's trying. People argue, people fuss, people fight, things happen, and things of that nature. So basically she's calling back like, somebody kids, I would give a damn about your feelings. Like, for real, are you kidding me? Unless we really doing some business together. So then, Lateshia, she comes back to the table and she makes it be known that Marie messed up her event and she might need to, change her VIP status. And then we have Latrice. Latrice basically says, hey, at this point, I should be Lateshia's best friend because I don't mess up her events. I don't hurt her. Like her friend does. So she comes back, she got tears in her eye. They saying your eyes look glossy, glassy, or whatever. I was like, girl, don't tell me y'all sitting there saying the girls out here doing meth. So in any event, she comes back and she addressed the situation when it comes to IKEA. And she's basically saying when it comes to IKEA, that IKEA, came with bad energy, and she came with attitude that she was better than the rest of them. And some of the ladies agreed to the situation, but and so we get down to Latrice. We get to her property, that, dirt bike riding, mobile, sports game, and all that other stuff. And they catch animals, riding through the wood, riding through nature. And I was like, go ahead, Latrice. Latrice done married that man. They done brought 300 acres together. So girl, Cliff got that money. Okay. Cliff got that money, 300 acres. She could put her whole family on that. Okay. They got all types of, they got cabins. They got, big old rooms to have parties. They got an outside venue. They got everything for anybody to come to their property. 300 acres. Oh my God. There's so much you can do with 300 acres. But in any event, when it comes to Cliff, he couldn't outdo the country boy. And so, Latrice done got mud on her face. And she said, it's over, finito and done, when she was chilling with So Gucci. Okay. And so we get to the situation when it gets down to Latrice, and she's basically talking about, the Southern Belles, and, the girls and the ladies, okay? And her having a baby and things of that nature. And she's not ready. And she thinks that when it comes to her husband, Cliff, he's trying to force her to have a baby, to keep her in the house, to keep her down, to keep her, not doing what, she being an entrepreneur as she is. And so he looks at her and he said, don't be Tambra. I was like, oh, the shade. And Tamra's trying to have a baby. She don't got no husband. She don't got no boyfriend. She got a fake TV boyfriend, allegedly. And he's basically throwing shots at Tambra. Cliff is a mess. So he's throwing these shots at her, at Tambra, but also in the same situation, he said something else that was really, really funny. Or it was Latrice. What did Latrice said? Latrice friend So Gucci said, oh, the bells ain't ringing right. So that was really funny. And it was something else that she said that kind of stood out. Oh, Latrice said, she said, when she was discussing the situation with her husband and her friends, So Gucci, to basically get them, you know, to have a good time and to have fun, or whatever the case may be. She said one thing is for sure, Marie knew not to jump up. I was like, what? Oh, yes. She was like, Marie was yelling and screaming, but Marie didn't jump up. She didn't want to fight this girl. Marie, she directed her energy a whole total way, and she definitely did. She didn't get bucked down. She didn't get buck crazy with Latrice and cuss Latrice out. You lied on me. You did this, did that. She didn't do none of that. She directed her energy towards Latrice. So Latrice is letting you know that Marie knew not to step up in her face. Okay, baby. She said, I'm not about to babysit no grown woman ass feelings. I fell on the floor when she went there with that situation. I was like, Lord. So in any event, Cliff throwing shots at Tambra. We got Tambra. She meets up with her friends, IKEA. They having a conversation. We find out IKEA had a trouble with, having kids and things of that nature. She tried IVF. She tried IVI. She tried all these certain things, but she ended up having kid the natural way because the doctor told her her eggs was deteriorating at a fast pace. So she was losing all her eggs really quick and really fast. And she said God then blessed her. She had a lot of miscarriages and things of that nature. And so basically she's giving a supportive ear to Tamra. Tamra was like, oh my God, I wish I would have talked to you sooner. I wish I would have had this conversation with you sooner and things of that nature. And so, Akeisha was like, girl, you need to go have that baby quick. You need to go have that baby fast. And then we also find out that Tamra has never had unprotected sex with Damon because they was never really like that. I don't know what's going on, what's being hid in the closet, but something is being hid. And so, Tamra is telling Aikisha, like, yeah, you remember Damon? And, Aikisha was like, I don't remember, Tamra dating Damon in high school, but I know they've been together for 16 years. Talking about being together for 16 years without a ring, without a commitment or nothing. Like, what's really going on? And I got to say, I agree with you, Ikea. I don't know what she talking about. Now she wants to have it. But she said, like, you need to have some commitment that this man's going to marry you or whatever, because having a baby is hard, but having a baby by yourself is even harder. And she's speaking true facts all day, every day. I was like, Even though it's shady, she's throwing shade, but it is serious. Like, you talk about having a baby, this for TV. And so when it comes to, the midday diva, she's back to wearing her pink lipstick. Lord. Felicia, she's back to wearing her pink lipstick. And so we have Marie, she's suffering for lupus and things of that nature. So she's going through it. She had a big outbreak, for lupus, flaring up because she just had the, funeral for her son's baby mother, which is Raven, her grandson, mother. And so she's just having an outbreak. And then she mixed and tells us that, what, she is so tired. Marie said that she is so tired. Her husband, he wants a Rolex watch, so she's gonna give him a Rolex watch, and she's gonna give him anything that he's asking for because she's tired. So while he's out here cheating, and he's a serial cheater, because Marie said he was a serial cheater, and he's out here. So now to keep him quiet, she's gonna buy him a Rolex watch because he said that he wants this and he wants that, and he should be entitled to the business when, so basically she's gonna give him what he wants to keep him happy so they can co-parent. So like I said, that's why she walks over her friends, because the people that are deeply in her life walk over her like her husband. Okay, so Marie is sitting up on that couch, talking about, I'm gonna give him that Rolex watch. So basically she is paying her husband to co-parent and be a father to her child. If you got to do that, girl, the child don't need him. All you can go do is get you a substitute dad, or go get a big brother, or basically hire somebody to help you out with doing that situation and filling in for him, because it's not authentic. So that means the only way he want to be bothered with his child, if you giving him some money so he could care less what happens to that child. He probably wouldn't cry if something happened to that child or anything. He'll be asking what is his benefits and what he gonna be getting. So you making a situation worse. You gotta face it and deal with it. If he ain't co-parenting, you got enough money to hire. You can have a daycare up in your business. You can have a kitchen up in your business. Your business is huge. Well, you shouldn't be playing no fool and putting your kids to no bullshit like that with a fake ass mother sucker acting like he even care about them kids. Because when a person don't love their kids, when a person don't care for their kids and only want to be bothered with their kids for money, that means they will hurt your kid. They will abuse your kid. They will put your kid in bad situations. They wouldn't care. And you're so stupid and you're so dumb that you just want his affection. You just want him to be a part of that child. You're going to put that child in that bad situation. You already lost, one of your, a baby mama to your son. That was a baby mama to your son, and you're gonna do some shit like this, like you asking for it. And this is why you keep having that bad energy, that negative energy, because you don't think clearly, you don't think correct, and you think what is best for you and what is best for the other people, but not what is best all overall, and what is good and what is of godness. Because evidently you got the devil sitting in the den in your house. The devil's in your house. The devil's in your head, because you're going through too much, baby, and you just give up real easy. And we don't even want to talk about Raven, what Raven wanted when she was on the show. So in any event, there's a whole lot going on in this situation. But to force your child onto a man, that's the worst thing you can do. That caused so much more disharm, to emotional disharm, to harm to the child. And so we get to Miss Latrice's mother's house. Sometimes people in Mississippi, they love the house that they live in and stuff like that. But look at Latrice's mother's house. Like, what's going on? We got what, 3 roll of tires. Them look like tires right there. We got the tires. We got cigarette butts. You see the cigarette butts? And she don't bring the cameras to her mother's house. Lord. The lawn ain't been done. The lawn ain't been nourished. She got the cigarette butt. She got the toys in the yard. You got the cigarette butt right there. You got the toys right here. You got the railing falling apart. You got storage outside. You got the You got the dog that's chained up outside like this, no dog house. He got a Scooby-Doo chain on. Like, what's going on? This is the locker room chain, and it doesn't look long enough either. I mean, you just got the pipe and the hose. You just got so much that looks so bad. And Latrice got 300 acres of land, and you put this shit on TV of your mama's house. Like, Lord Jesus, help me, Jesus. Like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? So, we got all this going on. This is Latrice's mother's house. Like, Latrice, why you bring us here when you got 300 acres? We just seen your property. Okay? Right, girl. But the mother looked like she would move. The mother looked like she would like some upgrade and some improvement. Cause girl, you brought them cameras to your mother's house looking like that, cigarette butts, tires, storage, dog looked like, okay, what's going on? Like, what is happening? You got 300 acres. She can, get a washing to clean. You could have sent people to her yard to clean it up, baby, before you brought them goddamn cameras to your mother's house. That's trifling. That's trifling, sister. Trifling. Okay? Mama don't know no better, but this is your second season, girl. And your house is spectacular. And maybe she offered to buy her mother a house and her mother refused, or whatever the case may be. But what it looks like to me, if Cliff got the money, okay? Because if you can afford 300 acres, maybe her credit, whatever, if you got that type of money, you making that type of money selling your hands, shit like that, my mom's house will be redone. We will add some shit on it. We'll have a dog house. I have a heating system and everything, especially with the struggles and trials and tribulations that you don't went through with your mother, unless she don't really like her mother, unless that she blames her mother for the shit that she went through as a child and things of that nature, her father being a crackhead or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? This is why her and Marie should be getting along better. But Latrice's mother ain't a crackhead, but when it comes to what's her name, Marie, her mother is a crackhead. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Latrice, her father's a crackhead, or whatever the case may be. But in any event, I was like, girl, this house, you high mighty, this shit look bad. I don't even know why you took them cameras over there, girl. That's bad for business. that is really, really bad for business. But in any event, so they have that situation. So now it comes to Latrice. She's actually talking to her mother about what she's going through, and basically she doesn't want to have a kid. So she really doesn't want to have a kid with Cliff right now. She's basically focusing on her business, and she thinks that that he's demanding this of her, and basically he's trying to slow her down. Well, a kid ain't gonna a kid would slow you down a little bit, but you got more cash, more change, more transportation, more access to a whole lot of things. You know what I mean? And you can make it a lot easier. There's people that got to use the bus, use RIPTA, use the New York transit system, use the trains and use all that other stuff, and you got to go by that schedule and stuff like that. Some people don't even got Uber to pick them up and things of that nature. So in any event, but the mom says, yeah, he's trying to slow you down, girl. And the reason why he's trying to slow you down, so when you got to leave and go somewhere, he gonna say a woman places in the home. And then Latrice's mother is telling her that she married a man just like her father. Lord have mercy. And she was like, he's jealous, hoarded, just like your father, insecure, controlling. I was like, damn. So mama's out here saying Latrice's husband ain't shit. He may got money, but he is a jealous whore, mother sucker, and he's insecure. I was like, Lord, what is happening? And so then that's when Latrice was like, well, my daddy has some demons and stuff like that. And she said, I never ever questioned where daddy loves me. So I don't know, when she said I never questioned where daddy loves me, is she questioning that she feels that Cliff doesn't love her? So she's questioning whether Cliff loves her. And so in any event,